Go.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Addicted to the Q. I'm Brian, Mr. Sofa King Awesome, Addicted to the Q. We got Brad, meets my mistress, Addicted to the Q. Bum is currently on his way back from an anniversary trip. And our special guest tonight is none other than Cheaters Twisted Q.
There we go. There we go. I was waiting for that.
No, it's Chester's Twisted Q, Chris and Jamie from Iowa. Is that correct?
Correct.
And if you'll see below my name, I'm Chester's from KC.
Nice.
There we
Because
go.
you have a Chester's North and a Chester's South. These are air quotes for everybody.
Yes, they're hashtags usually on our post. We will post Chester South. Barbecue Pit Bros will post Chester's North. So we want to start out with that story first. We want to get that out in the air so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so last year we were competing in two different societies. We were competing in Iowa Barbecue Society for points. We were competing in Heartland Barbecue Society for points. I go and I sign up for an Iowa Barbecue Society comp, thinking Heartland, I'm sitting, third, fourth at best. No way to get any better. It's not going to matter if I miss this one comp and I go do this IBS comp. Well, then the scores come out, and lo and behold, we're sitting at number one. We're first for Team of the Year for Heartland. I'd already signed up, paid for this IBS comp. So a lot of people think that Jordan caused all this. Jordan did not cause this. I called Jordan up when I got off work that night, and I said, all right, I got this problem. I said, he released these points. Hey, can I send somebody else to cook for me? Is there any rules against that? Can I send somebody else? And he goes, I don't think so. He goes, Jordan likes to tease me because I love to read all the rules, so I make sure I don't break them. So I didn't know of any rules for it. So we got the talking, and I'm like, who could I send? Well, it turned out all our friends were currently going to said comp, so I had nobody else. I'm like, who could I send, Jordan? And Jordan's like, Richard. I'm like, are you sure you okay with that? That's your teammate. He goes, yeah, I'm good. It's just a ribs and chicken. I can handle it, and he can cook yours for you. So we found out from the IBS board it was not illegal. They had no rules against sending somebody else to cook for you. So Richard said he would. I bought all the meat for it. I wrote out my recipes, my cook process, brought him the ribs, the chicken, trimmed up everything, the seasonings to do everything. He borrowed a Traeger from Jordan and cooked everything on the Traeger. Everybody threw a fit about it. Or not everybody. Some people didn't care. They said you didn't break any rules, so you didn't do anything wrong. Other people were like, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. So we ended up eventually, we pulled the points from that comp and didn't use them, and it really didn't change the outcome any. We still came in second place Team of the Year for IBS, which was where we were after we were going to end up anyway with those points or without those points. So, but yeah, they blew it up into a big thing. There was some attacks on Jordan from that. I was not happy about that. And that was the big reason why I pulled the points, because of people attacking Jordan. Jordan did nothing wrong. Jordan is one of the nicest people you will ever meet in barbecue. And the man would give you the shirt off his back if he needed it. He would do anything for anybody. And the way they attacked him, I couldn't handle it anymore, and I couldn't abide it. So I pulled my points. And like I said, it didn't change the outcome anyway. So they can be all butthurt all they want. It didn't change anything. So, they can all go suck an egg because I don't give a crap. Sorry, I wanted to get that
now.
So that's where the Chester's South, Chester's North came about.
Yep. Bobby Hill said it as a joke. We'll put this out. Hi, Brantley. He put this out as a joke. Bobby Hill went, oh, Chester's North. Well, guess what? We found it funny and hilarious and just ran with it, and we're still running with it. So
it's great. It's great. So I took on Chester's KC because, well, I'm not in Iowa.
That's okay. We'll let you.
That worked. Anybody can be Chester. We don't care.
Well, you transported a drum for him, so that's close enough to counting, right?
I only
Him and Rob.
so far.
I mean, Rob's went and picked up 2 of them for me.
Yeah.
Brian just picked up the last one and hauled it to his class for me. So
how many drums do you have?
total drums, I'm sitting on 8. I have the Oklahoma Joe little one, and I have 2 other homemades that I made a couple years ago.
Mhm.
But I set them up to run strictly just on Inkbirds, so their intakes are just that. And I wanted to get to where maybe I didn't have to use the Inkbirds, and I didn't want to put a whole lot of work into those ones to swap them all out. So I just bought different ones.
Yeah. Was that
So
how
yeah, I have 8 barrels and 4 triggers.
were you running
Oh.
with the Inkbirds in the beginning? Like mostly?
Yes. We started about strictly, triggers and running Inkbirds because we met Jordan and he was like, "Oh, hey, get hooked up with Inkbirds." So we did. And, we were running fan controllers and they worked great. I had nothing wrong with them. They ran great. Well, I guess I'll say I don't like the Bluetooth one. That one sucks because if it's
Yeah,
on your
it
phone
was.
and you walk away, it'll
Yeah.
shut off. The one with the hose is great. That one runs great all the time. So if anybody's interested in fan ones, go with the one with the hose, not the Bluetooth one. Unless you got a spare tablet or a phone to leave at your spot to keep it running and don't use your phone that you carry. It kind of burnt me in Altoona last year. I walked to go to the restroom, and when I come back, my chicken barrel had dropped 100 degrees. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of matters.
It does. And so I was kind of just wanting to get to where I could run either way. I still have them set up where I've got adapters made where I could throw them in whatever I want pretty much and run them still. I'm just trying not to.
Yep.
Just trying to run more natural.
Nice.
So I saw some pictures. Iowa had a good weekend this past weekend.
Iowa had a very good weekend at Iowa. There was it was crazy. I think there was 6 competitions in the state of Iowa this weekend.
Wow.
Not all of them sanctioned, but there was they had the big one at Principal Park that JDQ was at.
Mhm.
And Matty Max was there and some other Iowa teams I think were there. Then you had State Center for Rose Fest, which was the Masters. And then you had Oskaloosa Barbecue for Badges, which was IBS and Heartland co-sanctioned. And then you had Camp High Hopes up in Sioux City for Rib Fest, which was the KCBS sanctioned and IBS sanctioned. So yeah, it was a busy weekend in the state of Iowa for barbecue.
It was
Which one
hotter
did-
than
Uh,
blazes.
It was. We live clear down like on the state line almost to Missouri, and we went to Sioux City. It was hotter in Sioux City than it was down home.
Dang.
It
It was
was.
a hot weekend too.
Oh, it was 102 up there Friday and Saturday with a heat X plus 110 plus.
Wow.
I know at one point I got in the truck Friday night and it said it was 109.
So yeah, it was brutal up there. For a great cause, but yeah, it was hot. Everybody was tired
Oh,
by
I,
the time we got done.
Is that where Jordan and Sean and all them cooked at too?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. We were all there. We were all 3 sitting in a row, actually. So we had
Nice.
Jordan at this end, and then Sean was in the middle, and then we were at the other end. So
Where
we
did-
were all sitting there in a line.
where was Boots at?
Booth
went to
was,
State Center.
yeah, he was at Rose Fest,
Okay.
and they had some good calls. Gary's ribs they've been good. Gary's been working on those ribs from Boots, and they're really, really good. Not to toot my own horn, but we sat down at a Heartland comp a couple of weeks back, and we cussed and discussed the sauce, and they made it up that night, and they've been running it on their pork, and they had a good call on pork this last weekend as well. Still running that same sauce. So
Nice.
Sean had a good
Hashtag top
Good
secret
call.
teams working.
we're all friends. We're family. We love each other. We help each other out any chance we can. Somebody needs help. It's no different than yesterday. I had space available and smokers running. Sean was throwing stuff on my smokers. Jordan was throwing stuff on my smokers yesterday. Not their comp stuff, but the stuff to feed the people. So we help each other out. We love each other. They're family. We actually have a messenger group that's called Barbecue Family, and that we all talk to each other. So
Is that Rib Fest? Is that like a People's Choice too with the ribs and chicken you guys are handing out?
So they do. There's this. It's for the Camp High Hopes up there, and they sell tickets to come in and eat.
Okay.
And they give you a whole bunch of. You can take as many ribs as you want. Like Jordan took.
60 racks of ribs.
Yeah, he took a crap ton of ribs to cook from that they gave
And
him.
I want to say 200 chicken legs. Jordan
Yeah.
cooked yesterday, or from Friday night to Saturday. He
And-
cooked 60 racks of ribs and 200 chicken legs.
And so then they send, when people come through the gate, they give them a punch card ticket, and you go to each tent that you want to go to and get a punch on your card, and you get to taste a rib.
Mhm.
And then once they fill out their card, it's 5 punches on a card, and then they can go back and vote for whoever they thought had the best rib.
Okay.
And then the winners
Well, you're
get
still not done because
Oh.
there's two. There's a people's choice and then there's the fan favorite. So the tickets, the punch card she was talking about, that's for the people's choice. The fan favorite, you can do extra stuff,
and do like
and
cash donations.
cash donations. So then they give you cash, and all still goes to Camp High Hopes. They set out a box for you, and they can put their tickets and their cash in there for your donation.
Mhm.
Sean, Family Traditions came in. They were runner up fan favorite.
Yeah.
They made up 10 gallons of lemonade and brought and was selling that for, $1 a cup or whatever it was. You could set your own price. They really wanted you to be like a salesman, like, oh, pitch yourself, get people to give you money and stuff. I mean, yes, it's for a good cause. I guess she didn't explain what Camp High Hopes stands for. It is a camp for disabled adults, children, and teens that they can go to and get to experience real world stuff. Like they take them kayaking, try to help them shoot a bow and arrow, stuff like that, horseback
Outdoor
riding.
recreational stuff.
Yeah, that they don't normally get to go do.
So I have a question. If
Okay.
I decide I wanted to do something like that, or come up and join you guys next year and do it, or whatever, do
Yeah.
I let them know? Do they provide the meat, like the 60
It-
ribs? Jordan
Yes,
did?
it's all meat provided. You can still bring your own comp meat if you want for the KCBS competition. We brought our own chicken because it was chicken legs, and we usually prefer to cook chicken thighs. So I brought thighs, but they used Prairie Fresh Naturals for Seaboard. Actually helped sponsor this. Seaboard had their own cook team. They're actually cooking.
Okay.
First Seaboard Triumph, something, yeah. But yeah, they supplied all the Prairie Fresh Natural ribs.
Okay.
And then they provided all the chicken legs. And you can sign up for how much, since this was our first year, we did the bare minimum. We signed up for 15 racks of ribs and 40 chicken legs.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, Jordan was doing crap
That's
ton.
still a lot of ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cooked them Friday night, and so then they have a reefer truck as well. So we cooked them Friday night, wrapped them up, and put them back in their reefer truck. And then when I got there, we ended up, usually we sleep in our trailer, but it was so hot and I really wanted a shower that we decided to go and get a hotel room instead that was like a block and a half away, which where Jordan and Richard were staying at anyway. So we went down there and stayed. I got a shower, got some decent sleep, got up a little bit before 6 and headed back to the site and was getting stuff ready and going. And we just pulled our ribs back out and warmed them back up for the
Nice.
people. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can get there like at, was it 2 on Friday,
Yeah.
and you can get your meat right then. And so you can get started and get your cook done on Friday if you wanted to.
Sweet.
For,
And you use Saturday's comp, and you're done.
I waited and cooked all the chicken since, chicken doesn't really take that long. And I actually, back to smokers, just picked up a different smoker on Thursday. That was a backwoods that was converted over to a pellet
Nice.
that I actually bought from Ray from Smokehouse 72. Ran up there and got it because we have a wedding to cook for next weekend, and I have to cook 20 pork butts, and I needed more space.
Yeah.
It's
So
insane.
yeah, I ended up picking that up really quick, and Sean now wants to buy it. He loves it. He wants it.
So you're feeding public and doing your comp all on Saturday.
Well,
So you
comp cook starts.
Yeah.
They don't start people until after your comp turn-ins are done.
Oh, okay.
They were just standing there.
So yeah, it was turn-in times for chicken was 11:15 and ribs were 11:45, and then people started at noon.
Nice.
So you had your comp stuff done and over with, and you could deal with people then. Like I said, I just cooked chicken that morning just because I knew I'd be running around the same timeline as my comp chicken. So I just threw it on that backwoods and finished it up because that's what Sean was using to warm his ribs back up. And then after we got done with our chicken, Jordan brought over more pans of chicken to cook. I think he ended up cooking another 5 pans of chicken on my smokers.
Jeez.
So yeah, because we had 2 full pans on our Traeger, a full pan on the Hunsaker, and at least 1 or 2 full pans in the backwoods.
Wow.
That's what he had already cooked. So, like I said, he cooked 200 chicken legs, I believe.
Yeah. So now you can get money any way you can get money to for this.
Yeah, like he was doing Venmo so people could donate to him, and then he'll give them the cash for it that went towards the fan favorite thing.
Fan favorite. Okay.
Yeah.
Could I set up a kissing booth?
Sure.
I'm sure Jordan and Chris would be right there to
Yeah.
fund your kissing.
Yeah,
booth.
we'll fund it for you.
And Sean, I'm going to throw Sean in there too.
Yeah, we'll go up there and
Sean
fund it
too.
for you. We know
and
Bradley's
Richard.
Bradley's just going to come now for the kissing booth.
There you go.
He's not going to cook. He's just going to come up and
I don't
do the
know.
kissing
After I've seen y'all's crazy Iowa chat stuff already, I'm not so
Uh-oh.
sure about any of it.
Hey, okay, let's get this out here too. My trailer come home with new decorations this weekend.
Oh, good Lord, them little shit.
All my Valstem covers are now purple penises.
We were loading stuff yesterday afternoon, and I reached down to pick something that fell off the fender. And I'm like, what the hell is that purple thing? And I looked at it, and I stood up, and I turned and looked at Chris, and I said, why are there purple penises on our tires? And he goes, what? I'm like, there are purple penises on our tires. He goes, is that what that was? I seen something purple, but I didn't know what the hell it was. I didn't look that close. Yeah, those little shit asses.
Every valve stem on all 4 tires has a purple penis valve stem on it right now. So he asked me,
Wonder
did
who
you
would
take
have
them off
done
yet?
something
And
like that.
I said, no, I haven't taken them off yet. He goes, we got purple just for you. And I said, that's the only reason why they're still on the trailer. Because they were
'Cause it matched
purple.
your team color.
So you got the messages when we came down from down for the backyard royal.
Yes.
So you seen the picture of back of Jordan's trailer. It says, I eat ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
So
funny.
this started last year on our trip to
Yes.
Miles. Richard takes a picture of our back of our trailer because we were leading and puts on there, I eat ass. So it's a big joke about I eat ass. They have stickers. So I don't know whose trailer is going to end up with a sticker that says I eat ass, but somebody's going to.
The
Some-
problem is, though, is that I was thinking maybe just like a little 2 or 3 inch sticker that says it, that's not, blatantly obvious as you're traveling down the highway or, a sponsor would walk by your trailer. Oh no, they're
It's like a 6
6-inch
inch
stickers.
that says I eat
Yeah,
ass.
they're going to read it.
That's all right. Paybacks are a bitch, and those 2 are going to get it, and they know it. Because I'm going to get them.
At least it could be a boring time, though. At least it's not that.
Oh,
no,
there's never a dull
we
moment.
never have a boring time when we're with Barbecue Pit Bros or Family Tradition or Boots. There's
Never
more.
boring.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of us. I mean, you've got Boots, you've got Bucknuts, you've got the Bearded Bandits. Yeah, Shamrock, which are great guys. They're a great couple. Yeah, we are a little bit wild, a little crazy, and like to have a little fun.
Yeah, I saw Jordan walking around at the festival, and some of the guys out there that looked like they had like smoked mac and cheese or beans or other things that they do.
Yeah, we did beans as well. We did our cowboy beans like we had for the
Okay.
down at the Royal for the
backyard roll.
the backyard Royal for the supper we had Friday night. So we had those. Jordan made bacon mac and cheese. I think somebody said they had lobster
Yeah,
mac
there
and
was
cheese.
somebody across from us that had lobster mac and cheese.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to venture because it was just her and I.
Yeah.
And it's very, very busy. So all I'm going to say is if anybody wants to do this comp,
Take help.
I more than welcome you, but take help.
Take help to help.
Take as much as you can get. Cause it's hot up there. And it's busy.
Yeah.
It's very, very busy. Jordan said like a few years back, they had like 4,000 people come through.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say we had that many this weekend, but I bet you over 1,000 came through yesterday anyway. or better.
Temperature's always going to play something with it.
Yeah.
Cooler, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, if it was cooler, it would have been busy yesterday. And I mean, it was still busy. Still busy.
Yeah. Where they hold it at?
It's in the park. It's called Battery Park. It's the parking lot of the Hard Rock Hotel Casino there in Sioux City.
Okay.
It's only like a block, 2 blocks from the river.
Okay.
So it's a nice little spot, but it gets crowded when you're trying to get 20 barbecue team trailers and tents and stuff in there. But it was it was for a great cause. I just wish the weather would have been cooler so you could have enjoyed it just a little bit more. But I mean, we still happy to go do it and help, and hopefully they raise some good money for their camp, and
yeah,
that's what it's all about in the long run.
If you watch Jordan's live, there was they had one of the campers that's been going there for years come up and talk about it. And her main excuse why she liked to go
Just
camping.
get away from her parents.
Yeah, get away from her parents.
Well,
That's
you know,
great.
I mean,
So yeah, it
normal life
was,
too.
Yeah, it's never usually this hot right now, even up there.
It was hotter in Sioux City by like 15 degrees than what it was down here at our house yesterday.
it seems like when we go north, that happens. We went up to Minnesota in May, and it was hot up there, and it was like again 15 degrees cooler at home than it was in Minnesota.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is. It's like we go north and it gets hotter. What's going on here?
So you're basically a Missouri team, just at heart.
Almost. Yeah.
No. Now.
Yeah, don't get me started on the Missourians. Don't get me started
How far are you from the border?
Like 11 miles.
20 minutes.
You're basically Missouri, so that's fine.
We're in what used to be called Lapland, because Missouri and Iowa argued over whose this was, and Iowa ended up with it. So
We're in the very southern tier of the Iowa County.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which are you guys more like central Missouri into Iowa, or like north over there by like Hamburg?
So you're down around the Sedalia area, right?
Yes.
Highway 65 is about 35, 40 minutes away from us west. And we go that way to the west.
So
And then if we
you're
went
on the
east,
other side.
Highway 63 would be maybe 30 minutes away from us. So
Okay, so you're like in between those two.
yeah.
We're north,
Got it.
just a little bit northwest of Kirksville.
Okay, I know exactly where you're at then.
Yeah. My grandfather was actually living in Kirksville. So, no, I'm still not a Missourian, even though some of my family was born in Missouri.
Just don't know what's good for you.
So I work with a bunch of Missourians, so I like to give them crap a lot of times and call them Missourians and whatnot.
Brian can't say anything. He's a Kansan, so
Yeah. Kansan.
That's okay. They call us idiots out wandering around. So,
So I mean, Brad hasn't done any comps this year, but I've got Messing Around Barbecue, T-Dog, Pit Bros, and you guys are literally like fighting for first place chicken.
awesome.
For
We got another one next
Couch
weekend. So,
Awards.
well, no, Jordan's probably going to pass us because Jordan is going to Spencer. So he has a double next weekend. We have our local comp here. So
Yeah.
he liked to give me crap like, you should go to Spencer. It's a double. And I'm like, okay, 4.5 hour drive or a 5-minute drive. Which would you do?
Well, whoever the smallest is right now, it's 14 or four
Four.
comps because it's got to be a minimum of 4 to be entered in this. And it's you 4, even though you guys have cooked. Well, not Jim. Jim's only done 5 now. But you guys have cooked 4 minimum, and you're the ones running. And everyone else that's a minimum of 4. Like, no offense to Sean, but Sean's only got 2 good scores in chicken. The rest suck. And by sucking,
Sorry,
I mean
Shawnee. I
6
told him I'd help him work on his chicken. Jordan and our chicken
work
are
on
very,
mine
very
too.
similar. So they're still struggling with their chicken. He did awesome. I mean, he barely lost ribs yesterday. I mean, just barely lost ribs
He's got
yesterday.
rib style, man. He's got them things figured out.
He does.
He had to make some changes when he lost his one sponsor. And
Yep.
so he's
I know you're
doing
talking
really
about.
good with them. He even told me yesterday, he goes, I ate 4 of them on my comp ribs. He goes, they were still good. He was like, they were good.
I gave him a little bit. We talked about it whenever that happened, and I gave him a little bit of ideas, but
Yeah.
Good.
he's definitely on a heater and ribs for sure.
All
Oh,
I
and
know
then
is he keeps saying white noise walks like Richard. I'm like, well, apparently you're doing something better.
Yep. Yeah. He's a good rib cook. I will give him that. Sean is a very good rib cook. Now, if we can just get him dialed in on his chicken, he'll be a contender for sure.
Well, while you're working on him, work on me too, because I'm lost when it comes to
Any
chicken.
questions you got, buddy? I'm an open book. I'll tell you anything I use. I don't care.
My
I'll
problem
give
is
you my recipe.
trimming. That is by far my problem. Trimming and that damn skin.
I will
Okay.
tell you this. My husband has never really been a big people person, a big talker. Hates talking on the phone 99.9% of the time. But since we have started competition barbecue and met the friends and made the lifelong friends that we have now, he doesn't shut up. He talks nonstop. His phone rings more than my damn phone does.
That might be exaggerating a little bit.
Bull. Whose phone rang the most today?
Oh, that would have been mine.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Just
just
like
all the time.
my wife sees me over there grinning. She's like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "The barbecue chat," and she's like, "Oh, good
Yep.
lord."
That's what I say too. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not part of these sometimes because, yeah, it's all him.
Well, I posted a reel one time that said when you open the barbecue chat and this lady screaming, "I need therapy." That's pretty
Yeah,
close to
yeah.
it.
I'd be real close to it. Real close to it. We are we're rotten. We're very, very rotten. But I guess, as I tell most people, if I don't tease you, I don't like you. So if I'm teasing you, that just means I like you. So you're all right. But if I'm not teasing you, usually I don't like you.
It took me a while to learn that. I worked in the coal mines, and I thought people were just assholes when I first started. I'm like, God, they're just, and somebody's like, they said that means they actually enjoy your company. He said if they didn't like you, they would just ignore you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a problem.
So
is
now I
I'm
do
very,
construction,
very,
and it's the same.
yeah. Factory's the same way. I work in factory.
Speaking of
I'm a
factory, do you metal factory?
Yes, I work in a factory that makes coolers for like Walmart and Kroger's, and so like where you see your lunch meat and stuff at,
Okay.
we make those coolers. Kroger's, if you've ever been to a Kroger and seen their big wine case coolers,
Yeah.
those got made here.
Okay.
We haven't made one for quite a while. I think they stopped ordering them, but yeah, we make coolers. Walmart's been doing for the last 3 years now, doing this retrofit. If you walk in their door and you see these
The big drink coolers. when
big
you
drink
walk into
coolers
the
that are
new
big,
Walmart.
black and long and like in an L shape,
Mhm.
those are ours. Those were made in Centerville. Trust me, I touched one of those
Yep.
parts somewhere in that case. So
You guys have like metal brakes and all that stuff up there?
we have press brakes, and then we have one laser,
Nice.
a couple punch out turrets, and there's like 6, 7 press brakes. So
We'll talk after this.
Okay.
I don't know all about
I
that.
got you.
So, Brad,
You lost me on any of that.
so something came to my head talking with Jordan about something. Long story.
Oh Lord.
It'll be after.
So
So
just put it this way,
Rogan.
Brad. I kind of have Mad Hatter ideas, and all of a sudden I'm like, I can make that. I'll see somebody selling something, and I'll go, I
Well,
can make that.
after
So that-
following Brian around at the Royal, he sees a lot of squirrels, and it's just trying to get him back on track.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I sit there. I spend a lot of time watching barbecue videos. That's kind of. I started out, but mostly cooking just brisket. We never cooked ribs or chicken. My dad got me started into smoking. We always cooked brisket. Everybody wanted his brisket. I kind of took over in his later years and started doing all the brisket cooks. So I went into it, and then Tyler Shuey from the Bearded Bandits was actually, we were teammates. We were the Bearded Bandits. He talked me into doing my very first comp, and yeah, we did really good. It was the local comp. That's the one we're going to this weekend or this coming weekend. The one that started it all for us. We ended up winning People's Choice and the first time in beef ribs. I'd never even cooked beef ribs before.
Oh yeah, dino ribs.
Yeah, dino ribs. We end up winning with dino ribs. Everybody loved the dino ribs. So we end up winning, and that just, as I say, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Yep.
What year did you get started?
Oh, you're just north of Unionville.
Yep. We're just north of Unionville.
He just looked on the map to
Yep.
figure out.
He's crazy.
20.
I did. I totally Googled it.
22.
21.
Was it 21?
Because this is the fourth barbecue and brew. So
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that would have been in 21 then. We started in October of 21 competing.
Okay,
Did our first competition.
there you go. That's for you.
I want to buy that shirt just because I need to buy that shirt just because I like the way that it says that.
You do
Yep.
certified
On my
barbecue
to-do
pit
list
master.
to buy.
Hey, I got
Hey.
one coming. I gave you all the code, didn't I?
I got
Yeah,
the
I
code.
just need to order it. I've been busy.
I guess. Oh, sorry, I didn't
Just-
give you the code for the
Oh, gee,
discount.
thanks.
You paid full price for the
I
shirt.
paid full price for my shirt. Ass.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that.
Jamie, every
You
team
didn't
got the
pretend like
code.
you
Make
didn't
sure
know
you
what
ask
you're talking
him.
about.
Yeah, no, he didn't tell me that. I just went on and ordered mine. It's actually at the post office. We just weren't home to go get it, so
Yeah.
I'll get it tomorrow.
The chicken and ribs, that my background, it's coming up unless it's already on there.
I don't remember. It might have already been on there.
Yeah. Brad and I started those, what was that, 2 years ago? I think.
Not this
When
past
just
roll.
him
but
and
the
I
one
had
before.
the chicken and rib shirt.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I threw that up on there going, man, it's still one of my favorites. So I'm like, people need to just, it's backyard barbecue.
Yeah. See, but like I said, my story
I like
started.
that.
I didn't do chicken ribs. Well, it was okay. I take that back. I would always cook my dad chicken thighs on Father's Day. That was his gift for Father's Day. Was I cooking chicken thighs? But other than that, it was briskets. We just cooked briskets all the time.
Man, I love cooking brisket. It's just so expensive now.
Yes,
If
yes,
I
yes. Because
could-
when
if I could-
go ahead, Bradley. No, go
I said
ahead.
if I could cook chicken thighs with Italian dressing and not competition chicken all the time, I would just much
Money.
rather go that route.
Money. Money.
Yeah. So I
Like
guess we're not rib
competition.
people, but we're pork chop people. And Jamie makes a pretty mean pork chop. I will say that. She
I
makes.
love me some good Iowa chops, and
I
I
love me some good macaroni and cheese too.
I can.
I feel like
Mine's
I
not
feel like
too
pork
shabby.
chop
I've not
is
had any
steak.
complaints.
Bradley missed out on that because he wasn't at the Backyard Royal.
I know.
I feel like
know,
I
man.
should.
I
I
Bradley,
feel like
you-
pork
you-
chop
of
and
it.
pork steaks.
You're
are
coming to
very
Miles, right?
underrated.
Maybe you should hit Jamie up for some mac and cheese.
Maybe I should.
Dude, you should. Trust me, it's worth it. My plate was full with mac and cheese.
I love macaroni and cheese. Like that's like my pleasure food. I mean,
Okay, so hers is a little bit different. We actually call it cheesy corn
Yeah,
because
so
it has
my,
corn in it.
my family at
Nope,
every.
you lost me. You lost me.
You
Oh,
don't
that's
like-
right. He don't like corn.
Okay, I'll leave the corn out just for
No.
you, weirdo.
I forgot
Not
about
at
that. He
all.
does not like corn.
How do you not like corn? I mean,
Everyone jokes me in college I was corn fed without the corn because I'm from on a farm in small town, but I can't stand corn.
that's all right.
For lack of a better word,
I
goes
feel
out
your
the same
pain.
way it comes in.
I don't like pork steak.
Loves pulled pork, but you don't like pork steak. Does that make any damn sense?
I cannot.
That's the
I
most underrated cut of pork.
But see, the problem is when I grew up, that is what my dad loved we had pork steak all the damn time.
Yeah.
I bet you probably 4 to 5 nights a week we would have pork steak for supper because my dad loved it. And still to this day loves pork steak. Cannot. I actually, for the first time since I have been with Chris last week, I bought pork steak and it's in the freezer for him to cook.
Wow.
But we get I buy not just like store-bought pork steak. We go to our meat market sponsor, Country Roads, and we buy fresh,
Yeah.
great, big, giant pork steaks.
Yeah.
So
What I like to, I did that for comp. I like to get about the 1.5 to 2 inch ones.
Yep.
And cook them and wrap them until they're about pulp, where you could just shred them. That's my favorite way.
We tried that last year in Miles, and
it
it backfired on us in Miles last year. I should not have turned it in, but
Really?
we did it anyway.
Really?
Yeah, it was a little bit tougher, but
Turned
it was.
into your pantry?
I turned in money and like cubed up pork steak. It looked more like a burn end. It just, yeah, it didn't play well. And we also played that weekend with wings. We turned in thighs and wings both. Very pretty box. It looked gorgeous, but they did not like our wings, and it killed us. Loved our thighs, hated our wings.
yeah.
Wings are a crapshoot, unfortunately.
They are.
Yes, they are. They are. We haven't done it again since then. I haven't felt brave enough to try running wings again. We don't cook them enough because Jamie doesn't like wings. So Jamie's a
Does
chicken
she like
girl.
pork loin?
She likes pulled
You like
pork. Yeah.
loin?
I do.
Like the
And
middle,
I know.
what I like to do is take.
What's that?
I like to take that small part, the actual loin part of the pork loin, not like the half bigger loins, but the smaller loins. Cut them into about 1 inch slices and grill them just that way. They melt in your mouth if you cook them right.
Yeah. We've been buying those pork loin roast things
Yeah.
and chopping that up into
The very
basically
fresh, the little
pork
ones.
chops.
Yeah, I slice them into,
I do
like inch and an eighth
Yeah.
slices.
Cheaper that way.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Yep.
pork chops.
My
like
family
that.
comes
It
to
is.
town
It is a
every
lot
week.
cheaper to do it.
Yeah.
No, it is. We get two big ones when we get our big family together, and my brother-in-law and I, we just start slicing them up. Like,
Yep.
whatever. It works.
Or
Absolutely.
I've even done it where I cut them thicker and butterfly them to make them bigger.
Yeah, you could do that too.
I like the big old
No,
thick
no.
Iowa chops though. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Now I just ate and you guys are still making me hungry.
We ate early because actually we didn't eat today because we might have slept a lot today because it was so brutal yesterday. Well, we did the comp and then we turned around and drove 4.5 hours to get home last night.
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
didn't
you
get
were
home till
probably
it was
exhausted.
it was about 11:15 by the time we got home last night and got showers. So it was after midnight before we crawled in bed last night. And
Dang.
Yeah, you probably
Yeah.
didn't do much today.
but Jordan goes, I can't believe you drove home. I'm like, I wanted to be home in my own bed. I'm sorry. I prefer my own bed.
That heat takes it out of you too.
It does.
It does.
And when you're on
I did.
that hot
What's
and
that?
blazing cement, it was just it was
I
a
know a
lot.
team that they put a rug down under their tent. Just
Yeah, you could. I thought about it, but then I didn't. I didn't know if it would help or not. I didn't think about it, but
We
Yeah.
carried one in the trailer. We just never used the
the
damn
thing is, we carried the trailer for like when we're in grass because of the tiggers
Yeah. Yeah.
at night. Now I'll put it down when we're in grass, but I never thought about actually using it on concrete.
You need to get one of those NFL Mister machines for next
Yeah.
year.
Oh no.
They
You
have-
ought to seen the big ass swamp fan they had there. That thing was taller than I am. It was about 10 foot tall by I don't
It
know
was
8 foot.
easily as big as Jordan's trailer.
Yeah, it was as big as back of Jordan's trailer. It was a
Yeah.
big swamp fan. Yeah,
Oh,
it was huge.
beautiful.
Nice. Great. So, how
No,
many?
I
How
did-
many
I
comps
did
you
my-
planning?
Go ahead, Bradley.
I was just gonna say no. I did a contest Solo got about 40 minutes of sleep, and I was passed out at 7:30 the night after that contest.
I can believe it. I've
Yep.
done some all nighters. Our first couple comps were all nighters, which that reminds me of our first time at Oskaloosa for barbecue for badges. There was a homeless woman that kept sitting on the bench next to my truck. And Shuey was trying to sleep and she was freaking him out. I mean, totally just freaking him out. So he was trying to go to sleep, but he couldn't do it. He's in my truck and got the door locked. That's how bad she was freaking him out. We get up next morning and we go over to the coffee shop to get a coffee. The homeless woman walks right in behind him and goes, "Hey, do you know who played Santa Claus?" And he's like, and so we're teasing, "Hey, that's your girlfriend. That's your girlfriend. She likes you."
Maybe she wanted to cuddle up with him.
I think so. Yes. So I still tease him to this day about his girlfriend. Might have to ask him tomorrow whether or not his girlfriend came to visit him or not.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
That is hilarious.
What was your question, Brian?
How many comps?
comps are you guys planning?
I think altogether this year we'll have 21, maybe 22.
Wow.
We started at 19 and then we've added, I think we've added at least 2, possibly 3.
Yeah, maybe.
You guys do any that have pork butt and brisket involved with it, like the 4 meats?
So this weekend is our hometown comp called Barbecue and Brew in Centerville. And it's sanctioned as just a
IBS.
backyard
IBS backyard.
for ribs
So-
and chicken, but it's actually a 4-meat competition because Fairway is one of the main sponsors.
Yeah.
And so we'll be cooking brisket and pork butt this weekend. We had good look at it last year, so
Nice.
Well, Heartland was always for me.
Yeah.
We were doing it last year and we won team of the year there. It was always for me for Heartland. So
but
yeah,
this-
we're used to it. We've been kind of concentrating more on IBS backyard this year, trying to win that. I don't think we'll probably get it done. Nate from Smoky GQ has
And
been
Brambles.
killing it, and Bramble's killing it.
Bramble's on a roll.
So I think they're going to be the 2 hard to beat ones. I think they're going to end up pulling it off. Smoky
Yeah.
GQ's from Minnesota. Bramble's up from around Oskaloosa, Iowa. Those 2 are just been killing it this year so far. So I think it's going to be
Well,
rough,
just-
but go ahead.
Just get Richard to cook for you. Just get Richard to cook for you a couple comps too.
You know,
Yeah,
Why
he got
can't
me a 3rd place chicken. He
Bring
screwed the
Cheater's
pooch on the
Cube.
ribs, but he got me a 3rd place chicken that day.
Bring Cheater's Q back out. Yeah.
Actually, they made a rule, but not really a rule. They say we can't do that, but we can, as long as I would have Richard come and cook one contest with me. He is then legal from all out for the rest of the year to be able to cook underneath this Chester's Twisted Q.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
yeah, they made a rule. It's just we got to go compete together first.
Yep.
You can't just show up and cook for me. So there's a what do they call that? A loophole. There's a loophole still in the new rule they put in.
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe I'm
Richard,
just
get out there and
old
cook.
school, but it's just barbecue. Just show up and cook. Who
Yep.
cares about all
Like I said,
the?
every intention of being at that comp, but when we showed up and it was literally, oh, we're in first place for Heartland. And when Heartland was all said and done, after we went and did the last comp for Heartland, there was only 5 points separating first and second for team of the year. So I couldn't have skipped the comp. So it was that close. So
Yeah.
I mean, we got lucky and we ended up GCing the final comp, even though I was in pain like no other. I ended up waking up Saturday morning with a toothache and was almost out of commission. Jamie was trying to do stuff. I would get up off the mattress long enough to go and help her get the boxes ready and then go back and lay back down.
Dang.
So, and then we ended up, we perfect chicken at Heartland in the Heartland comp that weekend too.
Nice.
So, and then we rolled down into La Plata with boots and we ended up getting a perfect in pork butt there a few weekends back using, I rolled with Weekend Bum Hot and Weekend Bum Perfect
Yep.
on it. Yes, I'll be rolling that again this weekend. So, It was a good combo.
Nice. Are you guys gonna make it down for the backyard broil next year?
I'd say there'd probably be a really good
More
chance
than
of it.
likely.
Yeah,
I told Jordan he needed to come down and enter the steak competition.
he might come down and do the steak, maybe,
For
because he's
you or him?
for who? For Brian or for me?
For Brian or for
I'll do my own. He got lessons off of me.
I think that he cooked it. He said he cooked yours.
He didn't even cook my steak. He stared at it.
I said I was there. I kind of just remember. I just remember Jordan sitting there just staring at it. I didn't see him do anything. Now I will say, Chris from
I thought
what is it? Is it Carnival Creations?
Yeah.
His steak was good. He won it that
Yeah.
day, and it was damn good steak.
Yep.
I just figured Jordan touched it. That's why it was in the shape it was in. It's because Jordan was messing up.
Hey,
At least Richard didn't touch it.
I had no clue on steak selections. I'm like, oh, we get to pick what? I don't know what I'm looking for. Now I do.
Oh, you should have came and got me. I could have helped you with that, not Jordan.
Hey, I still got 7th place. I was happy. I was excited.
Yeah. I actually just picked up a
Even
new
though
steak
it was
cooker.
dog turd shaped.
Somebody's trying to say hi. He doesn't need to say hi, but he's being jealous.
Oh,
My dog has separation anxiety and thinks he needs to be
Oh,
at
I
my
get
butt
it.
constantly.
What kind of
I
dog?
get it.
German Shepherd.
Oh, nice. What's his name?
His name is Zane.
Hey, Zane.
Say
Hey,
hi.
buddy.
Yeah, no, he just wants
Yeah, he doesn't care.
me to pet him.
When I used
I've
to
been
do
he's
these,
been sitting over here on the side of me. I've been petting him the whole time. So
He's a daddy's boy.
I did this from my phone on the couch for a long time. And every single interview, my dog would jump up on my lap and just want me to pet him the entire time.
if I was sitting on the couch, he'd be laying right next to me, making me pet him. I'd have to
Yeah.
hold it, but we thought we'd be nice and let Jamie join in and do it at the table. So
Yeah. Get all your awards in the background, everything.
hey, we yep, that's our awards wall. We did 19 comps last year and came home with and last year was the first year for Chester's Twisted Q, the full year. We did 19 comps and came home with 41 trophies.
Dang,
Oh,
that's
wow.
awesome.
It was a darn good year for us last year. We won Heartland Team of the Year. We took first in chicken, first in pork, third in ribs, and I think fourth in brisket for Heartland. We did IDS, which we took home second place team of the year. We got second in chicken and third in ribs.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
We went and, like I said, we used to be the Bearded Bandits, and then Jamie and I went and did a couple comps by ourselves because Tyler was busy, and we just found that we really enjoyed doing it together. It was something for us to do that we both enjoyed. So we made the choice to split off and just do our own team because it was just we enjoy it. So
Yeah.
actually, I've not done a comp without her. So
For the most part, I don't want to kill him by the end of the day. I mean,
yesterday was
that's
different.
saying something.
yesterday he was shut up a minute. In the words of Jordan and Richard, he was in a mood. And they'll have to explain that one day. And I finally looked at him and I said, get the hell out of the trailer, go have a cigarette and just get the hell out. Walk away. I got this, we're fine. Because he was just, it was too much. And I'm like, just get the hell out. Leave, go away. And he did, and he kind of snapped on somebody. And when he got back, I said, he's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine, but you need to go apologize to that other person because that was uncalled for. Well, it wasn't her. And I'm like, I know, but you didn't need to snap at her. So get your ass over there and apologize. It was Jordan's mom. She had peeked in to see how we were doing, and he snapped. And I said, oh, no, we're not doing that.
That's when she basically told me, get the hell out of the trailer and go away.
Yeah.
My comp ribs cooked in an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Or
Yeah,
it's
that heat
but
cranking down on the drums. I've been known to pull my drum under the canopy, and people are like, what are you doing? I go, finding my shade.
it
And it was in the shade.
it was in the shade and they still cooked. I hadn't even spritzed my ribs yet. They were done.
That's
I was
crazy.
I was going to check them to see if I needed to spritz them, and I'm like looking, and I'm like went and grabbed my meat probe, and I'm coming pulling them, and they're 199, 202.
He came in with
So-
them on the tray and just kind of tossed them on the counter. I'm like, all right, get the hell out. I'll handle it. I'll figure it out. Leave. Just go. Get the hell away from me before I kill you.
So she wrapped them up with whatever we usually wrap with, and I come back. I said we're going to put them back on for 15 minutes, and that's it. Enough to melt the butter. We put them on. Basically brought them in, let them sit on the counter for a little bit, and then tossed them in the Cambro. I hated the ribs. Didn't like it. Evidently, the judges didn't terribly hate them since we got a fourth place call. So,
Hey,
as they say in barbecue, I've
So in
learned
other
when
words, she handled
she did. She handled it. She's good at that. She does handle. So I will tell you, my wife does all the boxing stuff. She does all the most of the wrap stuff, especially rib wraps. She handles. She cuts all the butter for the chicken.
Thanks, Maddie Max, for the butter cutter idea. That thing is a freaking godsend, and I love it.
She loves her butter cutter for cutting pads, and actually even for the ribs, because she'll cut the stick of butter long ways,
Mhm.
and then
Just
she
makes the long strips of butter. It's fantastic.
yeah, she loves doing that for rib wraps and that. But no, she handles all that, and she does all the boxing. We learned that very early on because I was trying to hover, trying to be like the backseat driver over her shoulder, and we kind of clashed a little bit. And finally, I just went, you know what? You do it. I'll come in and critique once you're done. And so we've learned to make a pretty good team. She'll box, and then she'll say, look at it and tell me there's something I need to change. So
Nice. Nice.
We did a comp. Was that La Plata that I was having? So we did a Heartland comp in La Plata a few weeks ago, and I was struggling with my brisket box. I couldn't get it to. It drives me nuts when the boxes that when you lay the brisket slices in there and they don't look even or uniform, or they just look all willy nilly and off shape, and it just. And I had one piece, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to manipulate it to get it to look right. And finally we were running out of time. He's like, you just got to go, just send it and go. And so even Jordan, when he seen the picture of the box, he's like, yeah, that one piece of I know that one damn piece of brisket
it was the
messed up.
very front piece, and she couldn't get it to lay right. And finally, I just told her, I said, send it, just send
I
it.
just
Stop
can't.
messing with it, send it.
I've had one, you know how like on your brisket and it plumps, sometimes it's higher on one side.
Yeah.
And it's like so much green at the top
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
I've actually taken it off and flipped every other one to where it's
Oh.
like a V, like mountains
Yeah.
coming down.
I've seen people do that as well.
Yeah.
Nice. That's an idea.
Just it's little things because like you know the uniformity and how they want it to look. I'm like, dude, there's like 8 inches of greenery up in that top right corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be darned. So you guys got started just what 3-4 years ago then, huh?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. We
After
started,
COVID.
we did one comp that very first year, and then we rolled into it, and we didn't do what 6, 7 comps. I
Yeah.
think. Only 6 or 7 comps that
That-
our first full year. Yeah. And then we made the choice to separate, or we made that choice to separate and go our own way.
And then
so,
we dove head first. We can't just tip our toe in the water. We just,
yeah, I have this problem where when I
We
find
just
a
go
hobby,
dive right
I don't just like, let's just sample this. It's like when we do it all the way.
Yeah. So, very first cooker that you ever owned.
That I've ever owned,
Yeah.
would have been a Traeger.
Okay.
Actually, still own it. It was my dad's.
Okay.
My dad, and I thought he was nuts. He came home with this Traeger, and he told me how much he paid for it. I mean, that Traeger's like 25 years old. It's old. 'Cause
still functioning.
yeah, my dad passed away 15 years ago, so it's like 25 years old or better. He brought it home, and I'm like, he goes, I paid $900 for it. And I went, are you insane? You paid that much money for a smoker? You're nuts. Why would you do that? Yep. Still have it. Won't get rid of it. It was my dad's. I just,
How many more smokers do you have?
So then we had, do I have or had I had? Because
How much time you got?
I wheel and deal a lot where
I'm
I'll
just
get a
pointing-
smoker.
I'm just pointing out you're nuts too.
Yep, pretty much.
She lets me get away with it.
Oh, why not?
I sometimes I don't do like, you know, what's that saying? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than
Yeah,
Either beg forgiveness or
permission.
ask permission.
yeah.
I usually will discuss with her before I do that. Besides for the little one I just got, I did not ask her permission. I just bought it.
What
Um,
about any of Chester's delivery crew?
Oh yeah, those guys are great. We love
They are pretty damn awesome.
we love our drum bitches. We love our drum bitches. We got Rob from Bare Knuckle. He's did me some great favors. Brian helped out with one, and then Sean hauled it all the way back in his SUV, going,
That's
"It stunk to high heaven." He goes,
No.
"God, it stunk."
He's like, "Oh, we're just gonna put it on the back." I go, "You got something put underneath this because it's gonna leak grease probably."
Oh, yeah. That thing was nasty. I got it from him that day, and Jamie and I took it to the car wash. And like I said, I spent $20 trying to power wash it, and that was after using the Members Marks grill cleaner on it, which that stuff's like acid, straight acid,
Yep. Yeah. It is.
and still had to come back home and scrape it and more grill cleaner to get it clean. That's how dirty that thing was.
That's crazy.
I
It
guess
was
he's
nasty.
allowed to trade smokers for the most part, except he is not allowed to get rid of my baby on the back porch. I have the Traeger, what is it, Ironwood
No, well,
1400?
she has the Timberline. I bought a
Timberline,
Timberline
sorry.
1300. Like that's probably been 7 years when they first came out.
Yeah.
And so we call it Big Bertha because that thing weighs a ton.
And it's a pain in the ass to move,
And
but it's
so
mine.
that's her baby. She loves to use it. I finally had to put a new controller in it this year. I can't complain. It's ran perfectly. So just recently. So
Yeah.
That's how he gets his suppers a lot.
Yep.
Is because I cook him on that one. So he can't get rid of that one.
so I used to cook my chicken on Traegers for comp. I kind of made the jump. No offense, he already knows this. I'm trying to beat Jordan in chicken this year. And so decided to go ahead. Started out last year cooking on a drum, then switched it to a pellet grill. Started doing really well. Now I'm trying to make the jump back to cooking on a drum. Because I'm just trying to edge past Jordan in chicken.
Yeah.
Because we're always so close. Usually, if I get a call on chicken, he's the very next one. We had 2 or 3 comps like that last year, where it's just he just always edges past me. So we did one for a VFW last year in October, and the chicken score there was 2 180s. One was a 180 and one was a perfect. And so they come down to them, and Jordan and I probably made some people mad because we were looking at each other, laughing and pointing at each other, going, "It's you! No, it's you!" We already knew we were going to win chicken, so we were, going back, and everybody's just staring at us like, "What are you guys talking about?" And I got the 180, and Jordan got the perfect. So he just always edges past me just a little bit. So my goal this year was to beat Jordan in chicken. So
Yeah.
as you see the backyard royal, I got third, he got second. So
That's crazy.
I did beat him in Altoona, though. I can say that, and I did better than him in Minnesota.
Yeah.
But Minnesota, those judges up there did not like either one of our chickens. I can say that right now, because we did not do well. I think we come in 28th in chicken. I think we came in 28th in chicken, and Jordan was like 31st. So
you beat
they
him
did not.
Yep. We still beat him.
Yeah, we beat him, but it's very far and few between that I get to beat Jordan in chicken. So
Yeah. So
that's
what's
my goal. So
what's the best thing you like off of a grill or smoker? Doesn't even have to be comp related. The best thing.
Chris's old school brisket all the way. Not comp brisket, but his old school home brisket that he cooks low and slow. And we have a marinade that we buy.
oh, I don't care. I'll tell people. I use Claude's brisket marinade,
Mhm.
And I marinate it for about 24 hours in it,
And
and
it is freaking amazing.
it just everybody that's ever eaten the brisket is just like, that's the best brisket I've ever had.
It's
Whether
so
or not it is, I don't know. I just know it doesn't do well in comps, so we don't use it for comp style, the marinade, because every time I've tried it, it flops. So,
and
Yeah.
potatoes on the smoker.
oh,
I
she
love-
made some killer.
I love wrapped potatoes.
She likes the like sliced up, rolled up potatoes, onions, but she also makes a killer. She does a garlic parm chicken, or not chicken, but
They take
potatoes,
the, like,
little yellows or little reds.
the new potatoes and cut them in half and then score them. And
Mhm.
She
you
melts
put 'em-
butter down and then she Smokehouse 72 has the garlic glory, which is a little bit different from you're addicted to the white noise, because they have a sweet compound to it.
Hmm.
They have a sugar in it, and on those potatoes, it's amazing with that garlic parm on that, and then with that garlic glory on it.
Yeah.
They were good. I love them when she makes those for me. That's the night I come home from work, because I work second shift, and she's got Iowa chops and those for supper. And I'm like, I walk in at 10 o'clock, like 10:30, and go, sweet, good supper.
Oh, you do love me.
we don't see the
We don't see each other.
during the week. I'm a hospice aide for a hospice group here in Iowa, and so I work day shifts. I'm usually gone by 8 o'clock in the morning, home relatively 3 to 5, somewhere in there. And he's always at work from 2 to 10. So
Yeah.
we talk on the phone during the day, but I mean, otherwise I don't really see him till the weekend because I like my sleep. And so I'm usually asleep when he gets home from work.
Yep. Yep. That's awesome, though. Well, guys, I want to say thank you for your time and
Well, we're
Happy
about
to
that
do
time,
it.
Brian. You guys want to give a shout out to sponsors?
Yep, Smokehouse 72. They're great. Smoky Woods is great. Of course, Brian, amazing bud. Addicted to the Q, Sofa King. That's helped us win some stuff this year. So we're keeping on rolling, keep on trying.
We have some amazing sponsors from here in town. Country Roads Meat Market. If you're ever up in Centerville, go out there and check out. They have a meat case that you can buy from, fresh cut stuff every day. They have a frozen freezer. You can order, quarter, half, whole beefs, all that stuff. Amazing, amazing stuff. They're amazing people.
They grind their hamburger fresh every day.
Yeah.
nice.
So it's fresh hamburger. And then they will write up on their board who it came from.
Yeah.
So you know what farm, where it came from, what town. You know exactly where your cow come from. They have this one guy they use. I won't say his name.
Yeah.
But he
They
has
sell out of his stuff.
Yeah, we had people in. We were in there picking up some stuff Thursday, and they're like, "Well, when you getting his in? We'll have it Saturday. We'll wait and come back."
Yeah.
This guy has some amazing beef. I don't know what he raises, but it's amazing. And they've been great for us when we have to do a 4-meat comp that we have to take meat. They provide us a brisket and they provide us ribs. So
Okay.
We have a mechanic shop, Sapphire Repair. They're fantastic. They're new to us this year. We have CIHA, which is a health and life insurance place. They're actually one of the guys that owns it used to do barbecue.
He used to do competition barbecue with Mo, or not together with Mo, but they competed at the same time.
It was Lazy Toad Barbecue was his name at the time. He's since sold that name off, but we have them. We have Natalie Close. She's a State Farm State Farm insurance rep. We have, I just went blank. Oh, a local pharmacy, a hometown pharmacy in town. Owl Pharmacy is a sponsor. We have a J&J Ready Mix concrete place. They've been good to us. Vogel Home and Hardware. They're good. And then, Keisha Barbelia Photography, she's married to my uncle. So she's a proud supporter. So we couldn't do what we do without our sponsors. You guys have all
You
been
guys have been great. Helps us out
fantastic.
amazingly. Because I will tell this to everybody: competition barbecue is not a cheap hobby.
No.
It is not.
It's not. I didn't know that.
You
You
forgot.
didn't know that. You're going to learn real quick, Bradley.
You forgot.
Oh,
your
I know it
sponsor,
already.
Richard
'Cause I just
Smith.
upgraded my trailer.
Now I will say I enjoy competition barbecue. Never thought I would. I never thought I would, but the people we have met has been amazing.
Yeah.
So I will give our barbecue family a shout out: Barbecue Pit Bros, Jordan and Richard, Bearded Bandits, Tyler Shuey,
Family tradition,
Family
Sean and Nikki and Tina Stranger.
Bucknuts. Oh, Shamrock was Ron and Crystal McMahon.
Bucknuts, Luke and Blake.
Burdette,
Bert,
or Burdette, whatever.
Bert, I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Boot,
Boots with Gary and Logan.
Gary and Logan.
Gary.
Try
Gary.
Richard and Gary. But it's Gary Logan. I was like, Gary and Logan. Oh, did we forget Smoky Woods?
No, I thought you said them.
I said it earlier, but I didn't know if we did it when we
Oh,
just
I
read
don't
on through
know.
our sponsors. I think that's about it.
Awesome.
Oh, let's not forget Eastbow, or Fat Bow as they called him
Fat Bow
yesterday.
yesterday. Yeah, he's part of the barbecue family too. They were great. I think that's it, guys. Anything else you got?
Nah.
I don't think so. Thank you guys for
Appreciate you
coming
being
on.
Not a problem.
Absolutely.
Now I'm going to go watch Sean's podcast you guys did because you released it tonight, correct?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I gotta share
Yeah.
that. I gotta share it
Yep.
as soon as I get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to go watch that here and probably chill out in the bedroom and sit back and watch it together and do that.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for the support, guys.
All right.
Keep
Thank
kicking
you.
ass. Keep
Yeah,
kicking
thank
ass.
you.
Will do.
See you
Have a
guys.
good night.
Bye.